يا من يرى يا من يرى مد البعوض جناحها في ظلمة الليل البهيم الأليل يا من يرى ويرى مناط عروقها في نحرها
But now let's shift to our main subject, universe. Una, I think you know that means one. There's one big, huge, whatever the big thing is, that's the universe. What does the Quran tell us about the origin of the universe? Now, before I go too far, I want to talk about what some atheists have said. Some atheists, disbelievers, they don't have any clue at all about any God. They're laughing at us, saying, you know, there's no God. A'udhu billah. I tell them, you're half a Muslim. They say, why? I said, we say there's no God. Illallah, except Allah. You just need the other half. But to come back to this, they will tell you, many of them, that all of this came about as an accident. This is a very far-fetched theory. And they will even go back and tell you that there was this one huge mass which suddenly exploded. And after it exploded, it divided up into these parts that became what we call today the universe. And then through eons, millions and millions and millions of years, something we can't grasp, our mind doesn't work like that. Even they say billions. 4 billion years ago, you're like, whoa, okay, that's a long time, isn't it? The other thing they work on is distance that you can't fathom. What is a light year? The distance light travels in a year. The distance light travels in a year. Wow, that's pretty far. Unless you're using dial-up internet, then it slows it down. But it helps if you laugh at the jokes. We get through this a lot quicker, you know. So, but when they start talking to you in terms of light years, billions of years, huge amounts of mass, etc., there's no way you can fathom it, and they act as though it's exact, you know. 4.23 billion years ago. I don't even know what a billion is. I don't have a clue. But the problem you've got immediately is, how do you get life out of an inanimate object? And no matter how you try to resolve it, it just won't work. I don't care how many billions of years you let a rock sit there with water on top of it, it's not going to become a living organism, is it? It's impossible. A Swedish scientist actually tried to calculate what the probability is of all the molecules in the universe coming together in some kind of a form that would come up with one simple molecule of protein. You know what protein is? It means it has life-giving force in it. And he said that there isn't enough space in the universe to find a place to calculate it. Did you understand what I just said? The universe, according to the scientists, isn't big enough to have a place to calculate this probability because it doesn't exist. It's impossible that these atoms bounce together, form into molecules that later come out making protein. Impossible. Which means what? There has to be a creator. Incidentally, since the work of Sheikh Zandani in some of you know about the work that they've done in Yemen and Saudi Arabia with scientists over the past 20 years. A lot of the scientists have themselves tried to come up with some kind of way to rationalize the very clear facts that the Quran has set in front of them. And because of that, they have come out with something called intelligent design, ID. Now, amongst the scientists themselves, there are two groups. Those who accept intelligent design because there's no way to get around it. They said we found too many other evidences. Since the work of Sheikh Zandani, and those scientists, by the way, who accepted Islam, it's on our website, you can see their videos. We have 7 of them in video, each one categorically saying, in my particular discipline, I cannot understand how anybody could have come up with this 1400 years ago. That includes the biologists, that includes the astronomers, it includes those who deal in weather, meteorologists. It includes those who deal in embryology, especially those in embryology, and they said there's no way anybody could have come up with this. So it has to be from God or some higher force. And they come out with this idea, intelligent design, and they don't want to say it's a law, obviously. And one of them did say it. He said it must be from Allah. Dr. Keith Moore in Toronto, Canada, after 9/11, the FBI visited him and asked him, why are you supporting a terrorist religion? Why? Because he said the Quran is true. It's from Allah. Check it out. You can go to our website and see it. Don't take my word for it. I'm from Texas, and you know those guys.